first pick. Thank you, Rivington, for the support.
And to hammer it home for you guys, what's going on here? This is the wildcard qualifiers for IPL5. This is the last spot. There's already 15 teams decided. This is the 16th spot. You guys voted on Facebook. It's CLG, Dignitas, Quantic, and Absolute Legends are the 4 teams, and it is a full round robin. This is the first match. Game number 2, Quantic versus Absolute Legends. All the teams will be playing each other team once, and so it's a best of 3 for each of them. So that's basically the format. We'll see, what can go on with these teams. But Twisted Fate and Shen both being banned out. So I mean that was the core of their team. They also had the hyper carries, but really it was the global presence that allowed those carries to be as effective as they were. That allowed Vayne in particular to get into that game. So Quantic has to switch things up now. But honestly, the entire weekend at Lone Star Clash, I don't remember seeing them run Twisted Fate. They did run Shen some. So they have a wide array of champions and strategies that they are comfortable with.
And even then, just because you banned them out doesn't mean that you can't have other champs that do similar things. You saw the earlier tower dives coming in from Shen. Well, you know what? There's a whole bunch of other champs that can do just the same thing. I was actually Maokai. You have Mumu. You have Alistar, who's actually still open.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Is Olaf as well. We've seen Heil9 play Olaf, and Olaf is very strong at those tower dives. So they have a number of options to them. They go with the Zyra. We've seen how strong she is as a support in general, but also has that flexibility to go mid. We haven't really seen her mid for a long time though. There's been a couple of people who've played her, but not much.
I've been seeing a lot of Zyras actually pop back up in a solo queue lately. So I think she's coming back.
Mid?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, she's
been really popular as a support recently, but
and she's still very versatile. She can play either role, and also the big dangerous thing too is that either mid or support, she does so much damage, even with very minimal items, or in the case of support, nearly no damage items.
And that's one of her strengths, is she can control the bot lane, but she can carry later. She turns into an AP carry as a support because she has such a high base damage. And Absolute Legends going ahead with that Orianna potentially. So holding off on a couple of the other picks. They don't want to grab an Ezreal necessarily or anything else. They do grab the Soraka though, and that's interesting to see that Soraka might be coming back, because she's been kind of a weak support for a while now. No one's really played Soraka. We've seen some unusual like jungle and mid Sorakas, but for the most part, she's kind of ignored as a support. So I'm curious what Absolute Legends is going for with her.
Yeah, I think the last time, if I recall correctly, that we saw a mid Soraka was Team Black, long time ago.
Yeah,
I think that was the elites, if I remember correctly. Or even
it was a while ago, but yeah, they Face Roller, he likes running in that mid Soraka. But we've also seen like jungle Soraka. But
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that too. That was a neat little mobile medic. It's like, no, I'm not here for ganks.
It was a mobile fountain.
It was a mobile fountain. I'm not here for ganks. I'm just here to deliver like lunch to you. That's it. And there you go.
This is scary though. So this is very scary, because Orb right now, they have the Zyra, so you have to assume that Zyra's mid, but there is the flexibility. We've seen Nien go mid with that Caitlyn, so they could be sending Caitlyn into the bottom lane, but they might also send Nunu potentially into the jungle, and then Zyra bot and Caitlyn mid.
And this is the danger too when you're doing things like tournament draft, is that when you grab picks like this and you're planning out strategies that are so ambiguous, you're not quite sure how to counter it. You're so confused. You may even consider grabbing Rammus. I mean, that's how confused. That's what AL's thinking to themselves. Like, what do we do? What do we think? How do we deal with this?
I'd like it to, if they went with Elise, that would be how they could deal with it.
That would be interesting.
But they're probably going to go with the Ezreal. I mean, they were comfortable with it last time. Ezreal and Orianna work out very well together because they have that poke. They also have a nice little AoE combo. But switching up for Kog last second. So this is kind of scary though, because Kog is very strong and he can win most lane matchups. But Caitlyn is probably the strongest mid laner in the game. And it seems, with the lock-in, it is actually going to be a jungle Nunu, but it is going to be Caitlyn and Zyra bottom. They're going with the Gragas as well. And so Caitlyn is one of the strongest laners in the game, and so is Nunu. And Kog and Soraka is a very weak lane early on in the game. So that's kind of scary for me, is the fact that Caitlyn and Nunu can just really bully them around. We'll kind of see what they go for there. Aurelia probably makes a lot of sense. Oh my god, they're going to do it.
Do it.
Go ahead, Zekin. We believe in you. He locks in. Zekin is playing Poppy. A round of applause around the office. So we're going to see Zekant play Poppy. Buddy was saying, Buddy's in the room here along with Nick. Buddy was saying he wanted to try Poppy, and I told him, Buddy, you're crazy.
No, he may be crazy, but he's brilliant.
Crazy like a fox.
So well, we're gonna wait for the countdown to go down because that's the first thing I want to look at. Actually, is Zekant's runes and masteries. But give us the rundown.
That's what everyone wants to look at.
That's what everyone wants to look at. Give us the rundown first and foremost. Why do we not see Poppy really at all?
Because Poppy's not the best. Yeah, you know, that's the really bad answer. So Poppy has a number of strengths, and in order to think why you don't see Poppy, you have to first look at what her strengths are. Poppy's passive is insanely strong. It's potentially the most overpowered passive in all of League of Legends. That's probably true, how strong it is. But Poppy's passive is insane. Then you also have to consider Poppy has a lot of damage. Like if you haven't played AP Poppy before, then you're missing out, because AP Poppy with the Deathfire's Grasp, it actually pops on your ultimate, and so it doubles the damage of the Deathfire's Grasp. You can jump in, insta-kill someone. She has good sustained damage. Late game, Poppy is one of the best late game carries in the game. So she's very strong, and she also has her ultimate. It makes her immune, so you can't target her in fights. But the issue is it's very easy to kite out Poppy. So she has movement speed from her W. She has the dive in from her E, the devastating charge.
Right.
But if you kite out Poppy, then all of a sudden, she's kind of worthless. And Poppy, because her passive is so strong, she actually has kind of low base stats. So she's actually not the tankiest champion in the game, other than the fact that her passive is overpowered. Her passive does make her incredibly tanky.
Right.
But the concern is that you kite out Poppy and then you kill Poppy, and Poppy didn't really do anything. So we'll kind of see. And she's also not the best in lane. There's some lane matchups where Poppy's very strong, but usually Poppy's pretty weak early on in the game.
Now needs
to get really deep into her item build.
We talk about kiting. We talk about the laning phase. Now it's a possibility. We saw it game number 1. How does Poppy do in the 2v1? Have we actually seen Poppy in the 2v1?
No, I've never seen Poppy in the 2v1.
We may just
see, the
not
thing
know.
is, though, Zekant's played Poppy so many times. Did you actually see how many Poppy games he had in Season 2?
Let's go back.
So we'll check out his champion stats, rank stats, and then Season 2. Because he's played enough Poppy that I would think he knows. So 150 games probably, but then more normals. So he knows what to do in various matchups. He knows how to handle them. 1v2. So AD auto attacks usually don't pop Poppy's passive. And Poppy's passive, for those of you who don't know, any damage that would deal more than 10% of Poppy's health is reduced by 50%. So every single nuke in the game basically is reduced by 50%. Like if you imagine Poppy versus Gragas, and Gragas is like, okay, I want to get this kill, let me throw my ult and try and pick up the kill really quickly. Well, it's only going to drop Poppy down by, instead of all of Poppy's health, it's going to be like a third of Poppy's health. Like it's a drastic reduction. It's 50%.
So basically you can't pop Poppy because you're padding your passive. That's basically it.
Purple Pumpernickel. Peter Piper picked the purple punch of Pumpernickels. But yes, that's the issue. Poppy's passive is so good.
We're gonna get so tongue-tied by the end of this
I liked
match.
it. It was good. I liked it. Poppy's passive is really good, but kiting Poppy out, not allowing Poppy to get early farm is a serious issue. So we'll kind of see how that works. One of the best things in the Poppy versus Jax matchup, Poppy I don't think is going to be want to do a 1v2. Like that would be devastating because the AD it probably won't proc the passive because it's just not enough damage. But Poppy versus Jax, Zekant must know how that lane matchup goes, and I'm not sure on it, but my thought is Poppy gets a lot of armor from the W and also gets a lot of damage. And Poppy's Q also does damage based on health. So Poppy's going to just really do a lot of damage to Jax, be able to kill Jax very quickly. Jax, on the other hand, one of his biggest strengths is his burst damage as a bruiser. So he leaps strikes in, he gets a lot of damage really quickly. All of that damage is going to be mitigated by Poppy's passive.
And also not to mention that Jax Yuzuki first game rushed Trinity first, which increases that burst
so it's
much.
Actually, Jax's damage is probably going to be mitigated by Poppy's passive, and that could result in a situation where Poppy could win that lane. Honestly, I'm just excited to see it. It's something goofy. Zekant you know, he wanted to just go for it. He wanted to see what he can do, and we'll see how that works. I'm scared about that Cog Soraka lane though. That really is a tough lane.
And you already see Kog'Maw meandering up to top lane. This may be the 2v1. We may see how Poppy fares.
Yeah, the only key is don't get caught out when you're setting up for the 2v1. Don't let the enemy see. Usually you want to keep it a secret early on, but you know, it's going to be interesting.
Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know.
Really, I'm scared. Honestly, I'm very concerned right now, AJ, because that didn't sound like a secret that that I should be keeping a secret.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be telling someone right now, and I just feel all dirty all over.
Yeah, I mean, if you tell anyone, then just everyone's going to get mad, everyone's going to get frustrated, and no one's going to talk to you forever again. You're going to stop texting you. It's just the conversation just comes to a dead stop.
And all of a sudden, you have to leave your home and family. You have to become a ninja.
You're exiled from the family. You're not allowed back home for Thanksgiving. You don't get birthday cards anymore, and it just becomes brutal.
All right, well, back to the game.
Back to the game. Let's stop talking.
It's a devastating turn of events.
Yeah.
It just snowballs over and over again. Back to the game. We see Yuzuki, they're moving up. So Hyel 9, he's going to go for that race steal right at the beginning, but it seems that Yuzuki's also potentially trying for that red, but they do catch him off in that ward. They see him right there, so they're taking the mini golems, but they can threaten this. So they can potentially slow down this red and not allow the steal.
Jax, you may not know it right now, but your butt is sitting square on a ward. But there is the Gragas Champagna getting the leash over onto the red, but there's the Cog and the Soraka to get some sufficient harass. They do have vision in the bush, so it's going to be an easy time for Cog. Just reach on over there and grab it, but the red is still belonging to High. But now the lane swap, they know, but it looks like Zyra and Caitlyn, I mean, they're going to stay behind because they know they can probably pressure Poppy.
And I'm curious whether or not the Poppy passive, the W passive, it gives Poppy armor, is going to be enough to help against Caitlyn. The issue with it is that you have to proc it by hits, either on yourself or on someone else. But Quantic Turtle getting caught out, I actually think they could have gone in on that almost. But Yoda backing off. He didn't have the bandage toss, but he probably could have chased down Turtle for a little bit more damage. But I don't know, we'll kind of see what happens in that bottom lane. Who comes out ahead?
Orb out in front, getting some harass onto the Gragas. He's right now, Wild Turtles, he's just looking to passive farm. That's what Gragas does best. He just throws out the barrel, sits behind for a second, lets it explode, take a drink, repeat. And all the meanwhile, though, before he hits 6, the damage is going to be a little bit lacking. But once he gets there, he should be fine. Zekin out in front, bravely looking to last of those minions, but he's already brought down to half, drinking those potions as quickly as he can. He did go back. He did get a 4th one. So he's going to be able to sustain down here in bot just a little while longer.
I'm honestly kind of wondering whether or not they Quantic didn't just decide that they're going to have Wild Turtle be their mid and Niantonso be their bot from now on, because they were, they know how strong Niantonso is bot. They, Wild Turtle, he was like a community hero for a while.
Oh yeah.
Zekin getting pretty low. They could go for the Ignite. One more attack and Ignite would kill Zekin. Ignite hits through the passive. It works perfectly against Poppy. So that's really a scary situation. There's the flash from Hyel 9. They're going for the kill, though, with Yuzuki.
Spells, he got a little bit too close to the wall. Allowed for the flash. Snowball still ignited. Thrown down to silence, but that's not the one you want to silence. Jax is the one you need to be worried about because now he's got the first blood. Soraka going down here in top. Robert being forced back to tower, but here comes Orianna. Can Slushie get there in time? No, he knows he cannot. The robot legs cannot get you that far in this amount of time. Decides to go back to the mid. And where now Wild Turtle has actually taken the experience lead.
Oh, he's very close to getting this kill. Slushie has to watch out. One more barrel in the Ignite. It can pick it up. There's the body slam, the flash out from Slushie.
Oof, a little bit close, and here comes Yoda, though. He's now level 3. He's got that bandage toss. He came back in, but he's not going to be able to get that grab. Level 4 going to be digging onto Orianna. So many. Stop pinging. So much spam.
Hyel 9 doesn't have a flash. He doesn't have an escape. He has to dodge this bandage toss.
Can he get out of there, though? Actually, his flash is down. He's got
dipping.
nowhere to run to.
No.
There you go. There's the bandage toss. Quick kill with the assist, courtesy of the Amumu.
Ow. And so the entire advantage that was built up into the top lane is completely gone now because Kog'Maw has that red buff, and Yuzuki, that really sucks because Robert X. Lee, he's going to be able to farm those minions. It's going to hit him to level 4, but having that red buff for the entire duration of the red buff, Jax cannot lane against them now because Soraka can allow Kog'Maw to be as aggressive as he wants to be. So really, they need to hope that their bot lane is putting on equal pressure and likely trying to take down that turret. And Zyra is very strong at taking down that turret early on. The seedling, oh, Zekin just barely pops it. But even so, Niantonso doing a lot of damage. And Caitlyn's one of the best pushers in the game, so already putting pressure on that turret.
I also noticed Poppy actually looking to max out the Q first. Would you think? Imagine you go a little bit defensive. You might want to go for the W, but you know what? I trust in Zekin.
It's burst damage.
It's burst damage. I trust in the Poppy. I trust in Zekin. We saw the stats before we went to the game.
Oh, Wild Turtle's going for it.
Oh, he's not quite 6 yet, though. He's missing out a little bit of
damage. One more barrel, he's going to have it.
One barrel, no, nothing. Meanwhile, top lane, you got the stun coming in. Spellsy a little bit too far out once again. Starcall cannot help you here going down there in top lane, giving another kill to the Jax. Yoda exhausted down in the bot. Lemon Nation caught behind. There's the charge, sending her back once more. Vine's coming in, keeping a move still, but will it be enough? I don't...
oh my God! Lemon Nation survived!
Why? Oh, one more attack that would have done it. How unfortunate.
One more attack or one more, Q or anything from Poppy. I thought Zekin had it.
And he backs off at the last second, so didn't want to pressure it. But Hyle9 doing exactly what he needs to do to help out Yuzuki, because there is no way for Yuzuki to lane against the double buff. So come up and help him out. Go for that kill. If he gets this, that's huge. One more attack. Yuzuki picks it up. The double buff. Hyle9 close to going down. We'll see if he survives. Oh, just barely getting off.
So how do you deal with an AD that has a double buff? Take it from him.
You kill it.
Take it.
Kill it with fire.
Or jump, or no, he's doing it Mario style. He's jumping on him.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Wild Turtle, now level 6. He's got that huge damaging barrel. Slushie not quite 6 yet, does not have that shockwave. So we may see Turtle get aggressive once again, possibly attempt for one more force out of lane before he decides to go back, fill up on mana and top off. But with that charge, he's now drained. He's gonna have to go back. Actually going for the lucky pick first. And we've been seeing a pretty sharp decline in the purchase of DFG since the nerf, but it's still good on a lot of champs, Gragas being one of them.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think he's mostly using it for the gold early on. We've seen like Reginald. He was playing Evelyn. I'm trying to remember which tournament it was, but not that long ago. And he actually went for the DFG still. I guess it was MLG. And so even after the nerf, he's still going for the early DFG. But it's tough. I think Gragas probably needs to rush the Rabadons, and that's probably how every Gragas build's going to go from now on. It's just Rabadon's first item. But we'll see what he's going to do. And this is really scary for Absolute Legends, because the 2K disadvantage right now is just massive. And Zekin's going up into a lane where Jax has 3 kills early on. Yeah. And so regardless of how Poppy would normally do against Jax, it doesn't matter now, because Jax has a double buff and he's 3-0 right now. Yeah. So I don't care what Poppy does against Jax in that lane.
Of that 2K, one of it is on Yuzuki. So that's half of the gold lead just on the one champ at this point in the game. Can hurt, can be massive. But even though Zekin was down bot lane, even though you're down in gold significantly, you were able to get enough residual experience. It actually edged out, actually hit 6 before Jax did. Interesting.
Yeah, that could really help him out a lot. It does give him an increase on damage
and the ultimate
in that fight. So. Yeah, I mean, the ultimate, but it gives him increased damage in the 1v1 if no one else is helping out. So we'll see if he can use that to his benefit. Try and burst down Jax. The Q should be really effective against Jax in particular. He can also kind of use his devastating charge to try and get away from Jax when Jax sleeps in with the stun. But we'll see. It's going to be kind of dangerous. Mid lane should be pretty a farm lane right now, but Gragas, he can always go for those kills. Same thing with Orianna. There it is, the body slam. There's the barrel, the flash out from Slushie. The flash body slam. Wild Turtle goes for it, gets pulled back. Oh my God, they both kill each other.
And both of the blue buffs. Both of the blue buffs evaporate into the ether. Meanwhile, bot lane, cleanse being used on Caitlyn, but there is no cleanse on Zyra. Goes down following the Amumu ult. Does not get the shot where he needed to be. Will not be any kill on that, but still the pursuit onto the
Take
Caitlyn.
the shot.
Take the shot, man. Take the shot. Flashes out on the other side. No. Yoda actually gets out in time, and a wish from Soraka.
Great play from Absolute Legends.
Everybody happy.
And Zekin moving down to the mid. So recognizing he's pushed against Jax, doesn't want to lane against him up there, but really nice play from Yoda. Comes in the immediate ultimate and then the bandage toss over to the side to pick up that kill. If Robert X. Lee gets off to a good start, he's 2-1 right now. He scales way better than Caitlyn. So Kog'Maw is just miles ahead of Caitlyn as far as late game advantage. So if Caitlyn can't get anything going early on, then that could be pretty scary for them. But the benefit of Caitlyn is she's such a safe AD. You know kind of what you're getting, and she also gives you nice poke. So they already have a lot of nice damage from Gragas.
Oh, Zekin doesn't care. Pop up the ultimate. I don't care what you do.
Once that ult's down, they're going to kill him, though.
Oh, that could be bad. But Tile 9 though, tank and turret like a boss. We saw him do this. We saw do tank and turret last game. He's actually pretty good at it, but Zekin getting very low. One more on attack. Yuzuki is there. Got the Gragas barrel though, keeping Yoda behind, keeping him back. Gragas doesn't care. He'll take turret too. He'll take a turn. And all of Quantic, they're coming in one by one. At the very least though, gonna get the kill on the Gragas, but everyone else near top lane needs to start running. Meanwhile, bot lane, that tier 1 very low. Just give some time to Robert. He will be
he's under the turret.
He is under the turret. Does have to cleanse on out, but just 1 or 2 more attacks, and that should be it. Done deal down here.
He's really close to going down. Soraka's going to die.
Good job. Good job support. Good guy support takes the bullet for the carry.
Yes, that's definitely worth it. They're able to get that turret, but they have to watch out that the Caitlyn doesn't just push right up and take their turret as well right now when Kog'Maw has to back. So that's going to be Quantic's goal in that bottom lane, is to grab that really quickly. And this game has kind of evened itself out. So Absolute Legends making exactly the plays that they needed to at the disadvantage against Quantic in order to turn this game around. They're going to lose their bottom turret, so it's still a 2K gold disadvantage for Absolute Legends right now. But Yoda, he's watching. There's the seedling. It does catch them out. Yoda does back off. The snare hits. Ian Tunsa can abuse him here.
This could be bad. I'm not quite sure. You're not Nautilus. You cannot bandage toss to the wall and have you pull you over. He had nowhere to go on that one. Easy kill for the Caitlyn.
Yeah, but they have to watch out for Orianna on the backside because Orianna has the ultimate, pulls him back into Robert X. Lee, picks up the kill on the Zyra. So it is an even exchange, but that turret did go down.
Yeah.
Mid lane is pushing, and Jax has been left alone for a while now. 4-0, Poppy can't lane against him, and that's really allowing Yuzuki to just continue to farm, much like we saw in that last game.
Yeah, and just a good rule of thumb against Jax, period. Don't let Jax free farm. Spellsy caught out in his own jungle, is ignited, but nice!
Oh, great
Keep
targeting.
him in his place. Shield going down to keep him down. You have the heals and the wishes coming in, but it's not enough. Soraka can be made quick work of here, but Wild Turtle and High, they need to get out pronto. One devastating charge could probably just melt.
He doesn't have it.
Oh, no. The mana.
Yeah, it's just not enough mana.
I thought he was going to be able to get one last Q to pick that up, but the movement speed from Nunu was just way too much, and we saw how strong it was last game, but giving Gragas enough movement speed to get out of there, I thought that AL had them. They collapsed perfectly. They do get the dragon, but the top is down as well. Jax was able to pick that up. And Tonso coming in, trying to close on them a little bit. Everyone's really low, so they might be able to push mid lane out of this.
Yeah, and right now the gold lead was rubber banding back and forth, but now is actually swinging further back into Quantic's favor. It was reduced to about 1K, but now we're actually seeing it extend to about 3. And yeah, Jax free farm.
And
don't
free
do
farm
it.
and taking the red.
Yeah,
so
taking the
whatever
red.
he wants is his.
Don't allow Jax to free farm. Never, ever, 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 ever allow Jax to free farm. Bad things can only happen from here on out.
Well, they don't have an option. They tried to shut him down and they fell behind early. Yoda coming in, trying to get the bandage toss. He actually has Nien caught off, so they can maybe pick up that kill.
Waiting for the bandage. Nice prediction there, right in the middle of the bush. There's the ultimate to follow up on it. You got the Zyra ult, going to keep the rest of the backup there from behind. But the Intenso, can he actually get out of there? No, he will not. Yoda is caught, though, keeping the shield up. But here comes Jax, looking to run amok. Going to make quick work of the Orianna. Spellsy out in front, trying to heal, trying to get everything. That is a quick kill, and we're looking for another one down here. Kog'Maw
Triple
now
kill
down.
For Turtle.
Triple kill for the Wild Turtle. Zekin off on his own. He's like, no, I'm going to stay up here. You're going to get no ace on us.
This is kind of what we saw happen in the previous game. Is it started off fairly even. This game, last game, it was in AL's favor early on. Quantic was in the lead this game, but Quantic doing a really nice job at grouping up as a full team, and AL just kind of stringing in one at a time. So, you know, not able to regroup as effectively. And then also you have to consider AL, they're very alt-oriented, and when Amumu and Orianna's ults are already down, Orianna didn't actually get to use hers, but Amumu, when his ult's already down, to just pick up one person, and, you know, you saw how far he had to extend to pick that up.
Yeah.
It meant that he wasn't tanking for the rest of his team. He wasn't allowing the rest of his team to do that much damage, and they have kind of a slow damage team. They don't have quite as much burst as Quantic. Quantic, both games, had a significantly more burst than Absolute Legends did. Absolute Legends needed to have those slow fights in order to win.
IL9 though getting a little bit caught out here in the mid. Can he actually get out of there? Just get me away from this damn mummy, please. Lemonation out front will take the advantage for the rest of the team. The ultimate is still down though. That CC that you need is not going to be available. Has to use the exhaust just to get away from the mummy. Orianna Orb getting the shield down onto Yoda. Well, Quantic should be okay, but Turtle wants to go back in. There's the Orianna ult. The Intenso melted right in the middle. Yoda crosses paths with the Turtle, gonna keep him out of there. Cleanse coming from Kog'Maw, and that is a quick kill on the AD carry of Quantic.
Oh, but in the meantime,
wow.
Lemonation close to going down. Poppy chasing after him. Zekin can't quite get in range. The snare gets him out of there. So Zekin trying to get the kill. There's the ultimate. Actually, one more kill. The body slam, the attacks. It's not enough.
Wish.
The Poppy passive is too strong.
The passive
there's
and the wish.
shield. Slushy backing off, but really nice job from Absolute Legends turning this around. They're in a great situation. Jack's coming in for a kill. He can't pick him up either, and he's just walking to his death. He grabs Orianna, though. See if he can grab a second one to make it worth it.
No, cannot get the Poppy. 21 health, tiptoeing away from that one. If you got both, then it would have been worth it, but since you only got one, though, I mean, it's still an even trade. Unfortunate, but man, Soraka heals, though, saving the day, as all good Soraka heals do.
Yeah, but now Absolute Legends, they had a great turnaround there. You know, it's the longer fights when they're able to, you know, string out Quantic. So Quantic wasn't very organized there. They were kind of scattered. Jax wasn't with them. They allowed Absolute Legends to chase them down kind of one at a time.
And Wild Turtle went back in.
Yeah.
And I think that was really like the big key point there is like, you know what, I think
well,
we
he
can still
thought
get
he had it.
something
He almost had Poppy, but
he
the passive is just way too strong. So he kind of overestimated his own damage.
And the thing is too is that when you make aggressive plays like that, that's the one advantage about Soraka is that heal bait. You can sometimes force teams, you know, teams that like to play on the risky side, teams that like to stare in the face of danger, they'll do more plays and you'll catch them out more often because they all of a sudden become a little bit, you know, they're not quite getting what they expect, getting more they bargained for.
But here's the scary thing for Absolute Legends. Not only the fact that they're going to dive on Zekin here, there's no turret to help him out. He tries to get out of there with the devastating charge, but the stun chasing it up.
Wow.
I think he's going to go down with that snare, and he will go down.
That's
the scary thing for Absolute Legends isn't the fact that Zekin's dead. It's the fact that Yuzuki is so strong right now because he has a Trinity Force and he's almost done his GA as well. And once he hits that GA, he's going to be able to initiate fights onto Kog'Maw in particular and Orianna and really control those fights for his team. So it's going to be kind of scary. But Kog'Maw, on the other hand, is also very strong, has finished that Infinity Edge. So they have the damage to take down Jax. It's just if they can slow him down long enough and kite him with the Amumu and kite him with the Zyra.
And oh, you got the ult from Caitlyn front loading.
Oh, Gragas is going for it.
Gragas, if he can get this, there's the barrel, keeping him onto the side. One bullet gonna be more than enough. And Kog'Maw's not even moving. He knows it's a moot point to even really try for any true damage down there. And remember when we had that quick gold update, how half of the gold lead early on in the game for Quantic was on Jax. Now it's even more so. 3 of the 4, well, it was 4K gold lead. They're going to extend it here. Orianna Orb coming in. You got the immovable. There's that ult synergy, but it may not be enough. Pot shots from Caitlyn down the back line. Zekin going to be made quick work of here. High, looking for the dash. He can still get some attacks.
Can he get it over the wall? One more Q.
Yes, he can. Nien can. And he's actually going to net. He wants Spellsy
Cogs
too.
up though. Can Nien get out after he gets the Spellsy kill?
I think he can. I'm pretty sure he can. There you go. There's the double. And Caitlyn's quick and
he's still fighting. He's going for Orianna. I think he's going to pick up that kill. He does. And so Orianna, one last attack, but he gets the triple. Can he get out of there? Robert X. Lee gets it with the ultimate. And now Robert X. Lee, he has the ultimate, or he has the red buff. If he can chase down Elimination, just not quite able to reach him.
He can. Yeah, just cannot quite get there. And there's the plants in defense just to make it a little bit harder if indeed Robert decided to chase, but he will not. And that was a very interesting series of events. But all said and done, though, that is still a 6K lead for Quantic.
Yeah, it is a really devastating gold lead right now. You know, everyone from Quantic is very fed at this point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Gragas, you know, we were wondering, and he did go for that early DFG. It was his first big item that was completed a little bit a while ago. But yeah, it gave him a little bit more burst damage, and that was kind of the question, was it still worth it after all the nerfs, after losing that cooldown reduction, which also is hard on Gragas because he had just been nerfed with longer cooldowns just before the DFG was nerfed. But he decides to go ahead with it, and he's coming up. He's trying to see if he can get a kill. He gets slowed off. They can trap him here. They can get this kill. That would be huge for AL.
Wild Turtle way too far out, man. What are you doing? A little too far. Gets bursted down immediately.
So they trade Gragas for the Dragon. They get the Dragon. It's a positive benefit as far as gold is considered.
Dragon's worth about 2 kills.
But the concern is that Kog'Maw was able to pick that up, and you know that just allows Kog'Maw to get a little bit more farmed. And then also the fact that you know, it slows them down. Right now, Quantic, with such a gold lead, they want to be pushing around AL, and they can't do that 4v5. They can't do anything right now because Gragas is dead.
High, slow, just a little bit from the bug. You got the ult from Orianna with the speed buff and the shield.
Zekin's going to get the top too.
He will get the top. It's going to take longer than usual at this point in the game, but he's going to get it. He's going to get a little bit extra gold for the team. Try and take back.
Are the minions going to grab it? Yes,
yeah,
they do.
Let him. He's like, you know what you guys do to work? I'm lazy. I want to go back. I want to just sit down for a second. I need to contemplate things. But a little extra gold, global gold. 5K lead now. You just do whatever you can, get those objectives to try and keep that gold lead down. And you know, all things considered, I mean, it's still not the widest of gold gaps, but it's still pretty daunting 22 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it is a really big lead to overcome, but you know, we've seen them make a couple of plays. It's still 20 to 15. All they need to do is, you know, have one good team fight, and then Cog will slowly win it for them. Heil9 walking right into Yoda. If they can protect Robert X. Lee, this could be the fight for them.
There's the ult. All three members of Quantic there in the middle. You got the charge over
worry
the
about
wall,
Yuzuki.
but the Zyra ult not going to be getting that. Poppy gets no one. Actually, Robert Lee does get singled out, but the wish and the shield, no, that will not protect against the barrel, but the Jax does finally go down. Orianna very low, needs to get out of there.
And that's without Caitlyn. That entire fight with Caitlyn, that would have been a win. There's the absolute zero, the snare as well, trying to pick it up, but they walk into the Orianna ultimate. They're just stalling for Nian right now because he takes one turret. They're still waiting for him to take the base. If they can pressure back in, he can maybe get that base turret. I don't think he's going to have enough time, but really nice play, and you saw how strong Jax was. The question is, who wins in the Jax versus Cog battle? As far as team fights are concerned, well, Jax easily stomped him there. So able to wear him down enough that Gragas was able to pick up the kill, and now imagine him coming in with the GEA for the next fight. He does have that red buff going in for Spellsy. The ultimate picks it up. No, the armor from the heal is too much. And so he backs off. He doesn't get the tower as well, but they are able to push in their base a little bit more. So all of the outer turrets except for the mid lane are down for Quantic right now, and they have a good gold lead. But AL, all they need to do, protect Robert X. Lee, combo the ultimates. You've seen, you know, they're able to catch a couple of people with the Mumu, able to catch a couple of people with the Orianna. Just need to protect Robert X. Lee a little bit longer.
Yep, and it's going to be a little bit easier for Mumu to just hit 11. Now has level 2 in the ultimate, so it's going to come back a little bit quicker. And also you're seeing the great itemization coming in from both teams, actually. We mentioned the Guardian Angel going down onto Jax. You also have the Zeke's Herald now onto Zyra. That is going to hurt immensely once you start getting into further team fights. Orianna with the Athenes and the Death Cap, huge amounts of damage, and even when Amumu gets in there, Yoda also has the Sunfire Cape.
But if you talk about items, they're like, okay, yeah, Jax, he has that GA. Okay, well, you know, let's look at his counterpart. Poppy, what does he have? Oh, he just bought a Phage. Well, that's lovely.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
good for you.
That's the concern, is that Poppy struggles early on in the game. Yeah. And if you don't get the items, then you really struggle. So we'll see what he can do.
100 gold difference, and that's what we're talking about here.
Oh, Cog goes down immediately.
Cannot protect the Cog if you're split from the team Orianna or trying to keep them away. The passive doing a little bit of work too, but Jax is doing what he does best. He cannot stop him. And I think even the body block on the exhaust got Nunu, not the Jax.
Let's see if Poppy can at least kill Caitlyn. And he can try and do that. The ultimate goes off. He's actually getting enough damage. I think Nien's going to win this battle, though. He has the red buff chasing down Zeke, and underneath the turret, he gets the ultimate off. Is it enough? Yes, it is. He picks up the kill, and now they can pressure some of these turrets. That bot turret, it's going to go down. Top turret and inhibitor are threatened. There's the inhibitor dropping as well, and Quantic is transferring this gold lead into a Quantum
quantifiable victory.
Turtle, what are you doing? It's just, he's sitting on the steps and he's drinking. He's like, what is this?
Where am I?
What is this thing firing
These aren't
at
my
me?
pants.
And now he's passed out. Just drunken Gragas.
And
after
now,
a party.
not only is the top inhibitor down, not only is bottom being pressured, but Nien's been split this entire game, and they're taking the Baron, and Jax can easily take the Baron with the help of his team. He has the spell vamp, so that's going to be quick. But it's interesting that they've used Caitlyn in a way that I haven't really seen before. They haven't had Caitlyn group with the team the entire time, and they've used Caitlyn's really strong strength in the solo matchup in the 1v1 lane and her range in order to allow her to just constantly split push. And no one wanted to lane against Caitlyn because, one, she's potentially going to win, but then also, Absolute Legends, the whole game is thinking, okay, let's fight 4v5, and Quantic's beating them 4v5.
Yeah.
They have the Zyra, they can kite, they can poke them down with Gragas, and so the whole while, Caitlyn was just off on her own, doing her own thing.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that because Poppy, now, 25-minute Trinity Force, not the best timing in the world, but with how denied Poppy's actually been this entire game, they may, I mean, in AL's mind, it's a 4v5. In reality, it's more like a 4v4 just on its own.
Yeah, we'll see what they can try and do to get Zika back in this game. I mean, Poppy doesn't need a lot of items to be that successful, but it really is. I mean, at 11K deficit, you know, it's basically over. They really need a miracle right now. Slushie just barely surviving. He gets the ultimate off the heal as well from Soraka, just hardly living. So he dropped down to like 15 probably. But Robert X. Lee will be able to farm a little bit here. That's kind of scary. So Orianna has to back off, and we'll see if they move in to try and take that bottom turret after getting the mid.
Yeah, Wild Turtle pushing down bot, back to the steps where he passed out. He was looking for his keys, then
Top's
decided
pushing
to
as well.
it. Let's go for the mid tower, tanking the turret like a boss. IL9 doing what he can. Zekin just charging straight on in.
He can't grab the end.
Without the rest of his team because everyone else is so distracted with this hugely intensely fed Jax. He's got that Guardian Angel still too. He says a flash out of the passive Kog'Maw. Anyway, you got Yoda out in front with the ultimate, keeping all of Quantic occupied, but Turtle still manages to get away somehow. Hi, doing the same thing too. Namanon and Mini gonna keep him alive. One more leap strike, double kill for the Caitlyn. That's a kill to Soraka. That is an ace, and this is over, ladies and gentlemen. Quick 2-0. From Quantic here to kick off the wildcard qualifier, and they're in a very good spot heading into the rest of these matches.
And one of the biggest strengths of Quantic that game was the Jax play.
Oh yeah,
Jax was strong in the previous game,
the whole
but
set.
Yeah,
the whole set was amazing.
Right, and it was Jax was able to shut down Kog'Maw every single team fight. He just dove into the back line. They couldn't provide Kog enough protection, so that's really dangerous when Jax can be played as like that anti carry. The rest of the team did really well, but it was all Hai, getting Jax in that position. And Hai was really aggressive through a lot of the game. He used the mobility of Nunu to help him and Gragas move in, get the steal, get the kill on Soraka around the blue, and then get out again. He helped Jax in the top lane in that 2v1. In situations where Jax should have been losing and against the double buff Kog'Maw, but because that Kog Soraka is such a weak lane, he took advantage of it. And that's it. It would be a weak lane in the 2v2 when you have the normal AD supports versus each other, but in the 2v1, it doesn't usually matter except when you have jungle ganks coming in, because then Soraka, she throws off her heal and that's about it. Yeah. It's just not enough to protect when you have Jax with so much damage and the slows from Nunu. So they're able to pick up those kills, and that really set the pace for that game.
Yep. But remember though, we still have the rest of the group to go. And and remember, only the first place out of this group will actually be able to go get that ticket and get the qualifying spot. But even though AL is down a game,
not over.
Well, here's the thing though. We could have a three-way tie.
Yes.
We could have three guys go 2-1. Slim chance, still present. We'll see. We'll have to wait until later in the week. Because remember, there's also Dignitas and there's also CLG Prime to deal with too. So we will see how they perform for the remainder of the week. Tomorrow morning, we have our the IPL Royale.
Yes, that's the EU weeklies. So we're trying something else out. I was really excited about this is we can run just quick 4 teams. It's IPL Royale, and it's going to be SK, Fnatic, Eclipsia, and MYM, I believe. I'm not sure if MYM dropped out. Okay, cool. So those are the 4 teams, guys. It's going to be a quick double elimination bracket, just 4-team double elimination, and it'll be over end of this week. Maybe pull into next week, but probably end of this week. So next couple of days are going to be intense. We're going to have a lot of matches.
And also keep in mind, too, we're still doing a giveaway, IGN.com/IPL5 giveaways.
Nope. Just IPL giveaways.
IPL giveaways. 5 pairs of VIP tickets and swag bags for IPL5 quickly approaching. And also, we got an Instagram contest going too. All you need to do, just take pictures like with Instagram like you usually do on your smartphone. Hashtag IPL5. Make it something awesome. Make it something gaming related. We're going to take a look at them. We're going to vote on the best ones. We got plenty of stuff to give away. Speakers, T-shirts, stickers, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, so definitely do that, guys. Just, take as many pictures as you want. There's no restrictions to that contest. Just hashtag IPL5, like he said, and you'll be able to enter that. But we'll see what Quantic can do in the future. We'll see what Absolute Legends can do in the future. And then, honestly, the scary thing is the juggernauts coming in, CLG and Dignitas, because they really struggled for a little bit as NA teams. But it seems after the World Championships, both of these teams are kind of hitting their stride. They're starting to come back. They want that chance. They want to come to IPL5 and prove that they have what it takes to compete with the world's best, because that's what IPL5 is about. And that's going to be exciting. And which of them can make it out, and if Quantic or AL can stand up to them. And
not to mention, it has to be mentioned here too, you look at CLG, you look at Loco Doco, who's now coming on in. That's true. That is going to be an absolute treat.
Hey, that's got to be cheating, right? Using the Korean on the
Well, we'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
Congratulations to Quantic once again. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice night. Check back. We're going to have lots of cool broadcasts for you the next couple of days.
See you tomorrow.